when you go, I go, champ. And when you go, I go, champ.
It's better than his opponent. My opponent ain't had no loss in this record. He just got one. What's up, Top?
Yo te gané bien. ¿Eso no está roto ahí? Mira los vendajes. El vendaje es simplemente gas. Mira los vendajes.
And I come from the streets, the trenches, man. I'm talking about water and cornflakes.
Los cinturones aquí se hacen a un lado. Hay que pelear por honor y por gloria nada más.
I invite him into the ring, and like we say in Mexico, we don't f around.
I actually went there, like, maybe I shouldn't do nothing, but my ghetto side was going, yo, stomp this motherfucker out right here. What's wrong with him?
So this happened on, my opinion, the best season of the Contender series. So there were some whispers that Vera wanted to fight Codrington, and he was considered easy work. Codrington heard about it and walked up on Vera and called him out on the spot.
Pack your bags, homie. Pack your bags, homie.
What you want to do right now?
You going home. You going home.
You ain't sending nobody home.
You going home,
I promise you ain't sending nobody home.
You going home, son.
I promise you ain't sending nobody home.
Son. Don't promise me.
Nobody. No,
you going home, son.
I ain't worried about you, baby.
Home,
I ain't worried about you.
You going home, son.
I ain't worried about you. I ain't worried about you.
You be terrified.
I don't be terrified of you.
Makes you think you can beat me, yo. You can't beat me.
Then for it to escalate pretty quickly to where fighters had to be restrained.
You see Jadon start, you can't beat me. You know, I'm like, damn, this guy is Al Cappuccino, so I don't really think he thought he was.
The fight between the two was set up later that episode. After a pretty nice scrap, Jadon will go into stopping Vera in round 2. Klitschko made a bold statement of comparing Tyson Fury to Hitler. This prompted Fury to give a classic Fury response video on Instagram.
He recently said, "I'm like Hitler" in the articles in the newspapers. Vladimir obviously has no education on the matter, and he doesn't realise that Hitler killed hundreds of thousands of gypsies, if not millions. And to call me that, Vladimir, is a very, very, very bad insult, friend. A lot of my ancestors were killed and murdered and brutally mass murdered by Hitler. For you to call me that is a very bad insult. Let's not forget that your people, the Ukrainians, were the guards of the death camps where my people were slaughtered. So if you really want to go into it, we both can play silly cunts, can't we? You stupid fucking Ukrainian prick.
AIBA and the IOC are incredibly corrupt organizations. Despite the AIBA doing a poor attempt of damage control over the years, this incident here really put the AIBA under the magnifying glass of mainstream sports media. So Conlon got robbed on the scorecards, and you know, we've seen some awful robberies, far worse during the games in boxing, and fighters really tried to remain calm, and that's good and all, but that's what these shitty officials and guys upstairs want you to do, because news on this is just gonna blow away over the following week and be forgotten at the end of the year. Colin did something that will forever be remembered in Olympic boxing and in the Olympics. He flicked off all the officials.
Nikitin has taken it on a unanimous points decision, and Michael Conlon of Ireland is distraught in there.
Then followed up with this classic interview that millions of people saw.
That's here to win Olympic gold. My dream's been shattered now. But you know what? I have a big career ahead of me. And these ones, they're known for being cheats, and they'll always be cheats. Amateur boxing stinks from the core right to the top.
This got worldwide attention, and it did not blow over like the previous controversial incidents. They kept on doing what they were originally doing in the past. But this time, due to the worldwide attention, they had actual eyes following them. And in 2019, there was enough evidence gathered. They got hit with a shitstorm. Now, Colin said it stinks straight to the core, right up to the top. In 2019, the top guy stepped down, but he is free to step back in as a head later that year. Wow, what a punishment to give yourself. Also, to add on to this person, he is under sanctions by the United States Treasury for being tied to heroin trafficking. So many red flags here, like, holy crap, man. It's to where the IOC is forced to do something, and they did. In June, they have removed the AIBA of any role of running boxing for the Olympics that is coming up. Well, coming later. I highly recommend everyone to watch HBO Real Sports Special with Ryan Gumbel on the IOC. Sports journalism at its finest. During the climax of Rotman vs. Boxeo, when Rotman was knocked out the ring, as officials are trying to tend to Rotman, You can see Smoker just chilling there, you know, just mentally registering what has just happened. And bam! A chair straight up smacks him over the head. Like, what crazy man thought it was necessary to chuck a chair? Who was he aiming for? Now, Smoker was definitely caught in the crossfire of the chair, but what was this mysterious chair chucker aiming to hit? Was he actually trying to hit Rotman as he laid on the ground? It seems to me, after all these years, the world would never know. This guy is quite of a character. He has absolutely no chill at all. I'm just gonna review his best bits. So during the Galata versus Ruiz fight, right after the round, there was some extra punching after the bell, and Stone comes running out, not towards the fighters, but straight towards the trainer, pushes him, and from the looks of it, threatens to punch him. Randy Newman, who was the referee, had a lot of patience for this guy. I met Randy. Nice guy. Class act. I can't really name a soul who would have put up with Stone that night.
Nobody in the sport more aggressively protects their fighter or thinks they aggressively protect their fighter like Norman Stone.
You gotta love Norman. Yeah, except his record is 0-1 because of...
But anyways, Newman warned Stone if he made one more outburst, he will be removed from the corner.
You're not doing your job. You're not doing your job.
What is a referee supposed to do for the fighter?
No excuses. You look like shit.
So Stone handed Newman the mouthpiece to put into Ruiz's mouth, which is really not even his job. Newman tells him, "You do it." And Stone makes a sly remark that Newman heard.
And jerk off.
Resulting him to remove Stone, relegating him to view the fight from the locker room.
That's our Stoney.
He's ordering Stone out of the corner.
I'll sue you for every fucking thing you got, you fucker.
What a class act.
Everything. What did I say to him? I didn't say a word to him.
I did not watch this fight. Valuev won by a majority decision, so maybe Stone thought his guy was robbed, and right when he had the chance, he did his perfect Shooter McGavin impression and snatched the title away from Valuev and made a beeline across the ring while yelling obscenities at Valuev and his team.
Beim Kampf gegen Golota. Hat den Gürtel. Hat sich den Gürtel genommen und hält ihn hoch.
What looks to be Valuev's trainer grabs him, headbutts him first, then punches him in the face. One hell of a combo right there. Then the title was returned back to Valuev. Now Zelenov his whole life, he's been signing L's for many years. And thanks to his fame alone, he somehow found himself in the gym sparring Floyd Mayweather Sr. Seemed to be positive vibes, Floyd Sr. being easy, having fun, and I think the spectators are in good spirit. Laughs and smiles watching this play out. In the beginning, it looked like one of those feel-good videos. Floyd Sr. showing off his speed and defense, and all was going well.
Uh-oh! He's running, no! Uh-oh! We going!
And then the first punch landed to the face of Charlie. And remember guys, Charlie's a body boxer. So Charlie, the coward he is, took a fake knee and slipped out of the ring. As Mayweather Sr. let off and turned his back, Charlie comes up behind and sucker punches Floyd Sr., completely killing the vibe in the room, resulting in Charlie to catch a beating from the spectating gym mates. Paulie goes off the rails after losing a very controversial decision against Juan Diaz.
I don't know why Houston is booing me. You guys are a great fight town, man. I didn't have nothing wrong, nothing against Houston, man. It ain't nothing against you guys, man, but I had to deal with a lot of politics, man. That was ridiculous. I knew I was gonna have to deal with this. I'm telling you, this state never gives a fair shake to anybody coming to this state to fight hometown fighters. It never happens. All the way back to
Gary Van Hoy scored the fight 118-110. Wow, just wow. So Paulie goes in.
Boxing is full of man. I cannot stand doing this. The only reason I do this is because it gives me a good payday. Boxing is full of shit.
Paulie, assuming you don't get the rematch,
one can go call out the winner of Marquez and Mayweather or the winner of another big fight. I don't have that luxury because I got robbed, so I'm on the short end of the stick.
What he said at the end, he was for the most part right. Though he did get the rematch with Diaz and won just months later, Diaz still went on to fight Marquez right after that. Marquez, who was coming off the loss against Floyd Mayweather. So in some ways, the winner of Diaz-Malignaggi fights the loser in a big money bout, which that was what Paulie was trying to get. That wasn't over. This carried onto the post-fight press conference where Paulie went in even further.
118, 110 is Gail Van Hoy was sticking it to me. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French, okay? But he bent me over and okay? Because I said before the fight, this guy does not ever go against a Texas fighter in the state of Texas. Gail Van Hoy just filled out his scorecard on purpose and said, Paulie Malignaggi because he talks shit and I'm doing this scorecard, alright? I don't even know if keeps getting jobs. You know what I mean? Seriously. That's why this sport has no popularity left. Nobody watches this shit because every year there's decisions like this and probably even worse than this.
This was beyond a weird moment here. So, out of all the things to do during a face-off, Mayfield decides to lick Delorme's chest. Just absolute cringe here. I'm surprised Delorme didn't clock him right there.
That's about it. That's about it. That's about it.
So Bo was clearly losing the fight, but Galata could not stop low-blowing Bo. He was given one last chance, and what he does next, yup, low blows Bo again. The fight is stopped, Galata is disqualified, and then a riot breaks out in the ring. Then as the riot breaks out in the ring, a riot breaks out in the stands, and it turns into absolute mayhem. This was a historic moment in security detailing at the Madison Square Garden and sporting events in general. It really changed after this fight. When the riot broke out, there was no real presence of security. The detail then, compared to the detail compared to today, is like comparing them to movie theater mall security.
In the beginning there was no security at all. There was a couple of guys in their 60s trying to stop guys in their 20s.
Police arrived to the venue 23 minutes after the riot had ended. 22 people were injured and only 14 arrests were made. A perfect example to compare how security have completely changed over the years when it comes to combating situations like this and preventing riots is a McGregor versus Khabib fight. The fight was at the T-Mobile Center. I've worked plenty of fights there and the security detail on the floor do an amazing job. These guys have thought of everything and planned out every scenario in the book and they are ready. Security right when it happened, they dispersed quickly, immediately assessed the scuffle outside the cage and inside the cage, and it was over within 15 seconds. If the McGregor-Khabib event happened 20 years ago, easily a riot. Now this was absolutely wild. Beef and a juicy promotion was brewing up between David Haye and Derek Chisora. Haye bombs Chisora's press conference for the Klitschko fight. Chisora leaves the stage and runs up on Haye, and what we see here is not scripted at all. Haye clocks Chisora with an elbow, then follows up to land a punch while having a beer bottle in his hand, adding onto the damage. Those were some hard blows, and I'm quite shocked Chisora stood up to all of that. That elbow alone would have laid someone out. After the scuffle ends and Haye retreats out, absolutely angry, Chisora delivers a Hollywood-style monologue about what he's going to do with Haye if he can't get this fight.
We're doing the ring or outside the ring, yeah? You let me know how you want to do this, because I want it, yeah? If David don't fight me, Adam, I'm telling you, God on the strip, yeah? I'm going to physically, yeah? Burn him. So you tell him I say that. His entourage ain't got nothing on my entourage, and you make sure I'm going to find him.
And on top of that, this is When Boxing Gets Personal, Part 4. For more installments, be sure to like, and if you're new, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram for more video updates, memes, boxing news, boxing politics, whatever. I'm Office Honcho, and I'm out.